All right. So I'm so excited to be able to have Audrey here with us. Um, He's such a great inspiration for me working with teens because she just gave it her all. She said, "This is my core, this is my path," and she just went for it. So, Audrey, you want to share a little bit about your experiences? It doesn't have to be specific on activities, but just like kind of what happened with you and what you were sensing.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I can say that it definitely changed my life day to day wise. It really did because she probably said this, but I was doing all of my schoolwork with her till I was like 16, and then I went from that to doing this and then doing it all by myself, which was very, very big for me. But I think with the process, I kind of just realized that it would change me as much as I let it. Um, and so it was basically up to me how much I wanted to be free from the struggles that I was experiencing. So it was it felt like a choice, and I was like, I want to not have this anymore. And so, yeah, that's how it felt.
That is so great. Well, you know what? A lot of I don't know, we get a lot of teens that just can't buy into the process. They just really struggle with the different activities, and maybe it feels below them or something. Even when we try to explain what we're trying to do is building that foundation of the lower part of the brain so it supports everything, just kind of like a house. You know, that foundation, if there's a crack there, the doors aren't going to open good and that kind of thing. So I just wonder if you have a word for teenagers
Yeah.
uh, and a word of encouragement that you might give them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know sometimes the activities could be seen as embarrassing to do them. Um, in some senses, but I would say for me at least, I came to the conclusion of would I rather be more embarrassed by the things that I'm feeling right now or take the time at the moment to work hard and fix it and then it'd be better. Because I was realizing that in the process of doing these things, it felt harder than it seemed to be. But it was because it really was actually rewiring my brain, which is so good. But I kind of used to say this thing to my friends when they would ask me about it. Well, it's kind of it feels similar similar to why do you learn anything, you know? It's because you want to grow in that area and you want to learn something about it. Anyways, but I was trying to say that would you rather spend a couple of let's doing high school, would you rather have just a couple years of your life learn so that the rest of your years you could use it, you know? And so it's that's how I feel about brain sprints. For me, it was worth it to press into the process, even though it could be embarrassing on occasion, but just truly the benefits of taking care of yourself in that sense. So it felt
Yeah,
like
good.
self-care.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Well, you're one that made like the most progress that, and I should have looked it up because your comprehension just went up in a year, just like several years. I can't remember. Do y'all remember how far?
I think you said in 4 months. It was I want to say 4 years. I developed a year every month. I
Hmm.
can't fully remember, so I know it was
So
a lot. I know it was a
it
lot.
was it was a lot. It was the fastest I've ever seen. So, and that's due to your diligence. So I just thank you for being a spokesman for this for teenagers that go, is it really going to be worth it? Because oftentimes you can't see that far ahead, but you've been what, 3 years after finishing or two and a half, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So how would you say your life has changed? And
Oh, so much. Bro. So I feel one thing I will say is that before brain sprints, I would always feel this very emotional all the time and just this cloud on my mind of like not being able to grasp something fully, of like I wasn't ever to really reach the point of like, oh, I understand that. Like I couldn't ever get to that point. And then like afterwards I felt like I was like I like really wanted, I actually like enjoyed learning after that. I was like, teach me, like show me, because I was like I can do it now. Like I want to learn. It's also really crazy because I felt like after doing this, like I was actually able to read the Bible for the first time, like for myself, of like being able to see what it's actually saying and like not get tripped up on the words or the, I don't know, literally any part of it. Any part of it confused me. But I felt like it was very, very exciting to do that. But I think in my day to day life, like I find myself, um, I mean, I still use the principles a lot. Like they'll be talking to me on like my right side and be like, "Can you move to my other side, please?" I don't know. Sometimes I get like, "Wait," because I'm like, I want to keep this. But, anyways, uh, but just like learning anything now, I'm just like it feels like I'm able to at a higher level be able to understand and comprehend, like we were talking about. But just like an excitement of learning, like I feel like I somehow like I used to dread school and now I'm excited about learning and education and just things like that, which feels like a crazy shift from how I felt before.
That's
Yeah.
that's very interesting. Well, we all avoid what we don't do well,
Hmm.
and but when your brain works better, then you can
True.
enjoy, enjoy those things. So that is so great. I'm just so excited to be a part of your journey,
Mhm.
and I want you to keep in touch and let me know how things are going down the road because
Yeah.
you're a dynamite and one of the things you were talking about with the just seeing the big picture and comprehending better and stuff, that's one specific thing that I want everybody to look into, and that is auditory processing. That was part of Audrey's program. When we get that auditory processing up, that's the piece, being able to hold the pieces together, then the world does open up. You see the big picture, you see cause and effect, and it just makes everything more enjoyable. So thank you so much for being with us. You're
Yeah.
just a delight. And as much as that's what I remember you walking out of my office after graduating from our program, just bouncing, and you haven't changed. So
Still bouncing, yes.
keep it up. Thanks for being with me.
Yes, thank you for us being here. It was
Yes,
so
thank
good.
you.